Okay.
Get into tech quickly with
I do not fucking care about TurboTax. Shut up.
Gotta do your taxes, bruh.
There you go. Alright, I set music to loop again. Okay. We're back. The problem is I gotta reboot Tailspire now. Shit. And I gotta resend the link of the stream as well. Hold on. There you go. I think I answered your question there. Okay.
Cool.
Alright. Where the fuck were we? Let me reopen the thing for the stream and for you guys as well so you guys can properly see it because my fucking, like, legitimately my power went out for some reason. Let me go ahead and switch the screen as well to the D&D screen.
Oh, and Yaka died.
Oh damn.
Oh no! What?
Oh well.
Display capture. Oh, there he is. He's back. All right. There he is. Fuck. I don't. Ah, shit. I need to rebuild the turn order again. Fuck. Hold on. I gotta put everybody back in the turn order.
So everyone was before Zog or Rove, Roop,
Krov. Bitch ass. So I remember it was, I think it was Rongda, Krov, and then Eric, and then
that was before him.
who was it? I
Rule.
think it was, yeah, Karuni, and then I think it was Celeste, Zoro, the Owlbear, Baprold, Zula, and then Goldo, because he rolled that one. Yeah, so this was the turn order. Okay. All right, so you have the turn order set. Tonight. Okay. And then it was Zoro's turn. All right, so Zoro, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Okay. So, as I was saying, as Zoro is going to attack with his greatsword, the slash that he leaves behind goes ahead and also glows that that faint orange glow that was surrounding his greatsword, and he's also going to. Does he still have the that thing where he takes 1d4 necrotic damage, or
No.
okay? So then, on that attack as well, he's also going to do that. So then, he needs to make a DC 15 con saving throw.
Okay. I will say, Zoro, that as you are as you like swing your blade to slash him, you see that like where you slash, you feel that you hit something organic, but as you look over, something is definitely very wrong. And as you look over at this Krov, you see that this Krov that you're looking at is made of wood. As you hear a maniacal laughter kick up in this circuit, he says, "Well, welcome one and all. This is our little clowns here, part of our circus." And you see that what happens is you guys see once again those black sand little tornadoes begin kicking up bit by bit, and multiple Krovs appear throughout inside of the dome. As you see them appear, he says, "Now we'll play the guessing game. Who can guess is me?"
Bruh, how fucking many?
Yeah,
The fuck?
they're like 50 bajillion, bro. They're damn near it. I'm just like,
Yep. So
1,
there's
2,
all
3, 4,
these
5.
versions of Krov, and they all go within his turn. I'm just gonna pick out a random Krov in here because I have the one for, but this one I just need to put for a turn order. That's it. I just need to put him up for a turn order. But yeah, so they all go on his turn. But yeah, so it's your turn, Zoro. So you used up 1 attack to deal with that Krov, but that Krov, like when you slash it, like yeah, you slash the wooden Krov and it just crumbles.
Cool. Okay, he's gonna go ahead attack the other one next to him then.
To your left or to your right?
His left.
It's left, so this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me another attack roll.
Actually, I already had them pre-rolled.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So let me check. This next one is an 18.
18. Yeah, that hits. No need to make damage. As you see that you slice into this Krov, and you see that you slice him. He's like, oh, you got me. As you see that this Krov just like fades into that like black sandy dust that I talked about earlier. As you hear him laugh again, he say, "That's not me."
Okay. He's gonna go ahead bonus action, action surge. And
Okay.
then he's gonna go ahead and attack the one after that.
So you're gonna attack what? This one?
Yes.
So you took. So I think you started here and then took 5 to get here. So 5, 10. Okay. Go ahead and get.
that
What
was
is
a
the
26.
26? You hit that Krov, and you see that this Krov, like sits there still for a second. As you see that this Krov turns to stone, he says, "Oh no, Medusa caught me!" As you see that this Krov like completely turns to stone and like breaks into stony pieces again. As you hear him say, still got the wrong one."
Okay. So he's gonna hit the one after that now then.
Okay. 5, 10. Okay, so those 20 feet total. Okay, what is the attack for that one?
25.
25. You hit this Krov, and you see that as you like hit this Krov, you see that this Krov like splits in two, but for some reason your blade stops at around his hip. As you see that he both halves of him look at you. He says, "You think you got the right one? No, I think you got the wrong one." And you see that this Krov actually ends up splitting into 2 different Krovs. As you see that this Krov looks at you, he says, "So, which one is one of us, huh?"
Shoot him.
Pull out the gat, please.
I need a Krov to be able to put him up for a turn order. That's it. So, okay. Anything else you do here?
No.
Nope.
It sounds so defeated.
Let me see. If this,
I'm done.
let me
I'm
see-
done. Zoro gives up.
Let me see if this owlbear.
Zoro commits seppuku.
Nope. You guys see that this owlbear like shakes and twitches for a second, but stops. So the owlbear does not revive on this turn. Baprolled. It is now properly your turn now.
Oh boy.
He won't let me end
Yeah.
my suffering.
We wonder what's happening.
You wonder what happened.
I am genuinely fucked. But I have ideas.
He's got ideas, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
may not have a brain,
Idea.
but I do. Yeah.
I
Idea.
have an
I have
idea.
planned me cast Spirit Guardian level 5 on me. I will choose Radiant damage. And, how do I explain this? And, I will suicide dive into those three guys there.
You. Oh, so how are you doing this? You're gonna dive towards them?
No, it's like pretty much just a full sprint.
Full sprint. Okay. So describe
Yeah,
to me what it
so-
is you're doing here. I need a better understanding of it, real quick.
So, Baffled stands up, dusts himself off, taps his chest twice with Spirit Guardians.
Oh, and he's gonna run towards them.
Radiant. Yeah, and run towards them.
Okay, so 5, 10, and they entered 15. Because they entered your radius,
Wisdom.
they take damage, right?
Yep, wisdom
Okay.
saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. You see that all three of these Krovs, like when these spirit guardians attacked them, Baprold, you see that like each spirit guardian hits one. You see that all of them just like look up at you sadly, and like in unison they're like, "Why did you do this?" As you see that like light kicks out from all of them, and they all immediately explode into that like black sandy dust.
Only one.
So of
dude
course,
gets
the
to
last
be in
one we
my
attacked
body.
was the one. Okay.
Interesting. Yes.
Okay, anything else?
How much movement was that?
5, 10. I think there's 15 feet.
15. Okay, how many feet is it from the other one?
You're about 5. Let me see, 5, 10, another 15. If you want to
Perfect.
get into like melee
Yep.
range.
Yep, and he will do wisdom save also.
5, 10, 15. Okay. So this was 250. Yeah, still full the 250. Okay. He makes a wisdom save, right?
Yep, wisdom save.
Okay. Real quick. Stat block again.
Oh,
Okay.
that's 10 minutes,
So
bro. I'll have
wisdom save. Let's see. Oh, what is the DC?
16.
16. He beats that with a 19. Okay. He takes half damage.
That is half
Wait,
damage, yes.
Oh,
silvery barbs.
so he has to take the lower of the two. Okay, so his next roll wasn't any better. It was an 18. He got one
Damn it.
less.
You tried.
Alright. Who wants advantage?
Okay, he takes, wait, round it up or round it down.
Okay, give Zora advantage on his next
Is it
check.
round it up or round it down on half? It doesn't say on the spell.
Round down.
Yeah,
Round down, okay, it's 14 radiant damage.
14 radiant. Okay. You see that this Krov like immediately like winces from the radiant damage. Just, damn you! Still hurt. Okay. Anything else?
I have bonus action left.
A bonus action. Okay.
Let me think. What can I do in bonus action? Oh, that is a huge pile of fucking nothing.
Many things have bonus action.
I might come to regret this turn, but I'm done.
Hold on. Someone is knocking at my door. Give it a second. I'll let you think about it real quick. Someone's knocking at my door.
Mm-hmm.
Bonus action.
Quick warning, guys. 14 HP. And I decided to go
Yeah.
head first in there.
Yeah, I'm not doing too hot myself. All the damage
You know,
I
guys,
healed.
honestly, I think I'm doing pretty great. I'm not gonna lie.
I could have just,
All the damage I healed got fucking nuked by
could've
Karuni.
just channeled divinity myself and then healing worded.
I'm sorry.
Fun.
What do you mean improve Tasha's hideous laughter, bro?
That's a weird thing. I thought he had like my spell shits, and then I look at my list like hideous laughter. I don't remember having that. I don't. Oh.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Peachy and Milo are barking. But yes, do go ahead. What happens now?
I'm done.
Oh, that's it. Okay. So it is now Zula's turn. Because she got up from dying, she doesn't have an action. Let's see. Let's see. I don't think Zula can really do anything here. I think Zula's just gonna put herself within range of him. So 5, 10. Okay, so she's gonna put herself within range, and that's about it. Goldo is going to go 5, 10, and is going to target this Krov, his long sword. I have a specific reaction that I'm waiting for somebody to do before I can use this, but we'll see. So his first strike for Goldo. Oh wait, that's a. God damn it! I picked out the wrong dice again. Shit, I need the right dice. So this. Goldo hits. Okay. Dealing. We're really doing too much. He does 9 points of slashing damage. Then he's going to make another swing. Misses the second swing. You see that Goldo, seeing Krav, immediately runs over with his blade, and like when he lifts the blade high in the air, in Infernal, he yells out, "Die you!" As you see that he like makes one slash and like kind of catches Krav off guard a little bit, and you see that he like Krav gets like slashed like across his chest, but you see that Goldo immediately pivots and makes another swing, but because of like Krav's shorter stature and like Goldo being much taller than him, he like barely misses. He like basically what happened is like that Looney Tunes shit where it's like Krav like ducks under it, but his hat still floats there, and he just puts his head back into his hat as the sword just swings by. As Krav just looks at him, he says, "No, you're not gonna hit me that easily. Not tonight." Okay, that's it for Goldo's turn. Rhonda.
You know what? Fuck that guy.
Everybody's despising him right now. It's insane.
You know, honestly, I wasn't, trying to kill him at first. Like, before we found out he was gonna go ahead, curse Bapril, but, now he's just like,
It'd be like
super
that.
annoying now.
It'd be like that?
Yeah.
No.
That's
I love how she accepted it. It's like, yeah, it'd just be like that. Don't worry.
I mean, what else am I supposed to do? Crash out? Anyways. That's a 15 hit.
15 hits. Give me some damage.
5.
5 damage. Okay. What did you hit him with exactly?
My psychic blade.
Oh, nice.
Hold on, I'm gonna do another one.
Again! Sorry.
20.
20 hits. Give me some damage, Bloom.
An 8.
8?
So that's like 13.
How much damage, sorry?
Well, 8. So it's in total, I think 13.
8 damage on the next one. Okay. So you hit Krav. What is it? Psychic damage, right?
Yeah. Attempt.
You see that Krav kind of like looks over at you, kind of like his head like twitching a little bit. He's like, "You did not need to do that." Anything else on your turn, Rhonda?
No?
Okay. It is Krav's turn. Let's see. Hold on. Who is
Little hold up before you do anything here. You'll give me a wisdom save.
Exactly.
Spirit Guardian.
Right, right. I almost forgot. Good fucking catch. Good fucking catch. Thank you. See, what was the DC again?
16.
It was 16. He fails that. What's the full damage?
Full damage is... Oh, thank you, dice. It's 27.
27 damage. Jeez.
One of my dice landed on a number. It was a 6. Fell down into an 8.
That's
Huge.
bro. Fucking huge. Okay. Let me just see real quick.
I am not liking that bubble.
Like whatever you're doing, you
neither.
gotta stop. Like right now.
Stop that shit.
That looks like 10 feet. That looks like
Okay.
a flame strike.
Oh no.
All right. Let me see. Just real quick.
One net. By the way, to the group, I sent this picture to Cube earlier when he had my character in his hold.
Oh.
Oh. Hierarchy! You pulled the hierarchy! You pulled the hierarchy! Again!
My God.
It's something very similar to it, but not exactly.
Wait, what?
Okay. Who here? Okay. Whose AC here is lower than an 18?
Yes.
Oh,
Everyone.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Not.
Take away our shit.
Yeah, that's why we're naked, dude.
Okay.
Our metaphorical junk swaying in the breeze.
Oh.
So
How can I be blamed
that.
for this, chat?
So I need.
You are the reason! You are the
And
reason!
then I need to do.
Nah.
Side eye.
Bombastic side eye.
You touched
Criminal
buttons.
offensive side eye.
Funnily enough, not
You-
the first time I've done this.
You guys see that Krav, you guys see that Krav immediately holds out his hand, and you see in his hand, like in his the bottom part of his palm, you see that it like rips open a little bit, and you see bits of like a spine slowly build up into his hand as the spine begins to become very flexible, as you see that he has created a spinal whip. As you see that he begins like circling it around himself and then basically slashing everybody within a 10-foot radius, dealing 29 points of slashing damage plus a 5 points of necrotic damage.
We don't even get a save?
Wow.
Oh, well, okay. The save for the necrotic damage I can give you. Give me Constitution saving throws.
The necrotic dip.
That's all I can give you for, dude.
He just hit everyone with one move.
Yeah.
Well, fuck
Oh.
me.
Not everyone.
You said 20.
That's a
29,
23.
so it's
23. So
Wait,
you
how
save.
much again?
So you save for so the DC for the necrotic damage for our Constitution saving throw is a 16.
Oh no, I feel both.
Oh, how much necrotic do we take?
5, which really just 5
So-
necrotic damage.
So I save 3 damage. That's fantastic.
You take 29 damage in total. But
Okay,
yes.
Bapper was down.
Okay.
Oh.
Bapril's downed. Okay. You see that Krav, with his spine whip, looks over at all of you, like injured. He says, "So, what now? What next, huh? Give me what's next!" As you see that, Krav... Oh... Do I want to do this bonus action? No, we'll leave it there. Yeah, so Krav just looks at all of you menacingly. Yeah, so that's it for Krav's turn. Eric, your turn.
Good.
Okay, well, put up what you're doing in a sec, Eric. I gotta put water in Peachy in my little bowl.
Guys,
Technically, since this wasn't a flame attack, this is not my fault.
it's your fault.
Yeah.
It's always been your fault, man. I'm sorry.
I also would feel more bad if this wasn't the first time I did this. Like, it wouldn't have been the first time I did this.
Yes. We know. Because we call it pulling a hierarchy.
Okay, I'm back. What is it that you were
Okay.
gonna do here, Eric?
All right. Okay. Eric's going to lift his hand in the air, palm up, and all of the flame is going to coalesce from the wall of fire and funnel into his wrist
Okay.
as he stops concentrating on wall of fire. And he says, That's enough. We give in.
See that Krav looks over at you. He says, "What? What did you say?"
I said we're in no shape to fight you.
You see that Krav. You see that like Krav holds his like spot. You see that Krav holds his spine whip angrily as he says, "You want to quit now? We're entertaining the fucking crowd. You can't stop. The circus never stops. You know that."
Eric gestures and says, "What crowd? You're putting on a show for an audience that doesn't exist."
There is an audience here. You can hear them. You can hear them laughing, cheering us. You can hear it. Everyone can hear it.
Can you see
Listen.
them?
As you actually listen closer, you actually don't hear the crowds as loud anymore. They actually begin to die down more, and more. And with enough time, the sound of the roaring crowd is gone. You sit in complete silence in the circus tent. And as you look, you see Krav have a very worrying expression on his face. He says, "What did you do? What did you do to the people? What the fuck did you do?"
This is what happens after we're gone. You beat us, and there's no more show to put on.
But I have my animals. My animals will. And you hear the steps as you see that the displacement beast actually reappears, and for a bit you guys can hear her now saying, "Honey, the crowds are gone. You who lived once an eon ago, entertaining the people. You are not supposed to exist. Neither does the rest of us." You see that the owlbear, instead, like, now that everything starts to become a little clearer for you guys, what you guys look at now is, like, literal bones. Not even, like the whole owlbear that you guys saw earlier is now nothing more than literal bones. As you see that, like, the owlbear slowly pieces together, as, like literally a skeleton owlbear. As you see that, like, where the sockets are, you see only just green lights. As you see that Krav looks over, he's like, no, my beast will entertain the crowd. They'll keep them happy. They'll pay to see the beasts, right?
Show's over.
No, the show has to go on. The crowd will pay money for the beast. As you see that the the spine whip that attaches into his arm literally like breaks off into just like now literal fragments of bone. As you see that he like literally falls to his knees as he looks down. He's like, no, this wasn't how it's supposed to end. No. It wasn't supposed to end like this. As you see that he like starts hammering at the floor. As you see like literally as like he keeps like pounding the floor with his fist, his like hand gets bloodier and bloodier. As like after like maybe like 8 or 9 strikes into the floor, he stops. And he says, no. It's over. You're right. It really is over. And you see that as he lays there, defeated, you see that the displacer beast, Eric, kind of like struts up to you, Eric, and says, "Well done. You've seen through the guise of this circus. Impressive. Most would have solely focused on the ringleader himself. Others would prefer his animals, but you see the bigger picture."
Beyond flattery at this point. I need to go home.
Dearie, it's not flattery. More so of a surprise. Dozens of those before you have entered this very same circus. All have failed to see the bigger picture. Well, it seems like our little jig is up, Krov. It's time for us to go where we really belong. We failed, and so we deserve our punishment. You see that Krov gets up and he says, "You're right. Let's go, Amelia. We're not welcome anymore." As you see that he goes over and stands next to his next to the displacement beast, you see that he kind of like strokes the back of the displacement beast for a little bit as he says, "We had a good run, Amelia. I just failed to see how it would end." And as you look at them, you like in your guys' individual visions, it feels like you see like literal like a crack in the glass in each of your individual visions. As you guys feel this like surge of just like roaring pain just like coursing through your heads. As you guys hear the echo of Krov's voice as he says, "Well, good luck out there, all of you. Goodbye." And as you see that, as you guys all begin to like collectively start like literally passing out one by one, you guys feel the pain stop. And when it stops, you guys each wake up one by one. And as you guys wake up, you guys notice that something seems different. Everybody here, I need you all to give me this is not even for like damage or anything. Just give me a constitution check.
Constitution.
Do I have 1 HP again?
I'll talk about it in just a sec.
Of course, I get a fucking 20 for that one.
That's a 12.
Who got the highest roll out of everybody here?
I got it.
Man,
Zoro got the highest
man,
one.
fuck this fucking session, bro. I gotta fucking.
So, Zoro, as you begin to wake up, you notice that something is very off. You wake up on a very cold marble floor, and as you like begin to scan the room bit by bit and your vision starts to come back, you notice you're back in the vault. And as you look up, you see that, you know, like everybody else's like unconscious body is like laying on top of you. But you do notice something very odd. Somebody's hand is holding on to someone else's. And as you kind of like look over, you see an unconscious Fion? As you look at this unconscious Fion, you see that she's holding onto someone's hand. You recognize it. That's Baprold's hand.
We're back in the fucking building again.
Oh my god.
I am so sick. He's gonna go ahead, push everybody off.
You push everybody off, and by this point, when everybody gets pushed off, everybody like begins collectively waking up as you guys all feel like this weird tumble. You all feel like this like lingering headache that slowly goes away little by little as you all begin to like wake up one by one.
Is Vapril still unconscious?
Well, that's up to Bapril if he still wants to be unconscious or not.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
we'll say that like, Eric, when you like start to what the fuck? As you start to like get up and like your vision starts to come back bit by bit, you notice that like Baprold is there, and you can see that he's barely just waking up. You can see that he's like blinking his eyes little by little, but still laying down on the ground. But you notice something very odd, Eric. You see that though Baprold is lying on the floor, you see that there is a unconscious Fion holding onto Baprold's hand.
Strange. I thought he was still 0 HP. I was gonna shove a Revivify in his ass.
When you all wake up, count this as a long rest. You guys are completely fine, oddly enough.
Yeah.
It's weird because definitely the pain that you all felt in the circus of getting damaged definitely felt real, but it now seems like a lingering afterthought now, weirdly enough. It seems like it didn't even happen in the first place.
Do we have our equipment, or are we
Yes,
still buck-ass
so all of your equipment is there.
Everything?
Yes, all your equipment is there. Albeit the only things that are missing are the items that you guys had received from the circus. So, the common short bow, the dagger, the fuck-ass stick that
sword?
Eric received.
Oh, fucking
Dude,
finally.
the blade was originally part of your equipment, so yes, it's yours. So yeah, you still have your blade, but,
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I got
so...
Mason back, everyone.
Yeah, so you all begin to wake up one by one, and it's weird because it's like everything doesn't seem right. Everything seems kind of like upside down for you. It's like nothing makes sense. It's like hard for you to kind of get a bearing of like what the fuck is reality at this point, It's kind of like the point where everybody's at right now collectively as they're trying to like figure out what the fuck has just happened to them.
Why is the little one gripping my... Wait a second. Fion? And he, Apple's just, vigorously shaking the hand that is holding on to him.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Fion has a pretty good grip on your hand. Not so much that she's holding your hand really tight that you can't move it, but it's like, you're able to like move your fingers and whatnot. But you can see that she's like not letting go at all. And you can see that, yes, she is, like, unconscious. Like, she's alive, but you can see that there's something definitely wrong because she's definitely not breathing either.
Poke in the eye.
Nothing happens.
That usually does it.
Can I ritual cast detect magic?
You ritual cast detect magic. Nothing seems off about her condition. Her condition seems stable. There's nothing like magical that's inducing her comatose state. But you do notice something very, very odd about Fion. Something vastly different about her. It's like a new, source of magic has begun to dwell within her, but nothing that you would recognize.
Oh, very strange.
I thought she's also unconscious. Could she be in the same limbo we are? Or we were?
Completely possible. I wouldn't rule it out for now.
Ow. Why does my head hurt?
You're still dead.
You see that Zula gets up little by little and she looks around. She's like, what happened? Limbo? What limbo are you talking about?
Don't tell me you forgot about the circus already.
What?
It's still a
We'll explain it when we're
dream.
older.
It's
Get out.
still
I
a
need to leave.
dream.
Wouldn't be surprised.
You see that Goldo gets up bit by bit as he kind of looks over at his hands, and he looks over at you, Rongda, and Infernal. He looks at you. He says, "What? Did you have a bad dream too? Of a circus? They called it with a short red man. Did you have this dream?"
Yeah,
Very
all
odd
of
dream you
us
had
were
that
there.
you had that the rest of us didn't. All right, let's move on.
You see that he rubs one of his eyes, and he looks over at you, and he's like, "Humans are weird."
You get used to it.
I hope so. Well, you see that he kind of stretches, and you hear a little bit of a crack as you see that he looks over at the deactive portal. He says, "Great. Portal is not working. Why?" Anybody else want to do anything in the vault in particular? I will say, in this portion of the vault that you guys are in with the portal, I forgot to give a proper description of it, but basically, like I stated last time, but I didn't give a proper, like, I guess, talk of, like, what the room is like. You see that it is a large, like, black marbled room, with, like, these, pillars that have, that are, like, also made with the same material, but like the outlines of these pillars are like made with like a very like vibrant goldish color. And as you look around as well, there's literally like dozens of gold coins just like scattered about this entire vault, like millions of gold coins, to give it a proper description, not dozens, millions of like gold coins scattered on the floor of this vault. And you notice as well that there are these like kind of like armor displays that are like at the back of this this vault. And you see that there are 4 sets of armor at the back of this place. Specifically fallen made, as you can see that all of these statues that the armor rests upon have, you know, 4 holes for their 4 arms for the chest plate. So you can definitely tell this is made for fallen, but it's something very off about these armors. These armors doesn't seem like they belong here. They seem very, very, very powerful magically, from what from what you can feel, Eric.
My detect magic still up. Do I feel anything in particular? More detailed, perhaps.
To give it a bit more of like a proper description. So the 4 armors that you're looking at, one particular armor that you're looking at is this like armor that seems to be made of like a mix of like both leather and like this material, this like metallic material that you have yet to like figure out what the fuck this is. Because, you know, you've worked with metals before because you had to use it with alchemy, not as much as like, you know, like a blacksmith would, but definitely had your fair share of working with it. You know that these metals don't seem like something that you would recognize either. These metals seem to be something a little alienated to you, but you can tell that there's something definitely interesting about these scales, like these like bits of metal, like a interesting property that seems to be happening with them. But as for a property, it's kind of off. It's kind of like offset by the other armors, kind of like also having their own little like magical auras that they emit. Another armor that you're looking at seems to have like this like large kind of like heavy cavalry set of armor almost, but the magic that you feel is not coming from the armor itself, but this like very large like silvery, like battered shield that this armor seems to be holding. And of course, you know, the armor that you're looking at, there's not exactly anything inherently like magical about them. Yes, they do emit a bit of magic, but not something that you would be like it's most stuff that you would like understand, of like akin to like, you know, being like a +1 +2, whatever it could be, right? But the shield itself seems to be something wholly different. It seems to be like a weird magical property to it that like a lot of its features do not allow itself to be shown. Like trying to inspect what the shield can do, you're kind of like met with this like blankness. Like you can't really tell what is happening to the shield, but you do know that there is one thing about the shield. There is a sigil where like on the shield where you would like wrap your you would like put onto your arm to kind of secure it, and then there's like the little handle that you hold for your hand. You notice that there seems to be like a symbol like etched into it that seems to emit large amounts of magic. And then this other armor that you're looking at, the next armor that you're looking at is this like weird, very like barbarian-esque looking armor, as there's not really a lot to this armor. There's like there's kind of like those like I guess you can call it like Roman flip-flops that have like the leather going up the leg, and then, you know, there's like this like very furry like loincloth that comes with it, and then you can see that there is like this large like furry cape that comes with it too. But something seems very off about these. It's almost like there's like no protection needed for this, but you could definitely tell there is a large amount of like just like absolutely like you could tell that there's something definitely strong about this armor. But looking at the armor for you, Eric, this does not seem like anything that would be protective at all. This actually looks like it does the opposite, where you could literally fucking die from getting stabbed, because there's like no metal parts to this. It's mostly just like leather and cloth and like this like furry material that you can't really discern what the fuck it is. Yeah, it just looks like a weird-ish type of barbarian armor almost. And then the final armor that you're looking at is this like weird it's kind of like a royalty kind of outfit, something that like a king would wear almost, you know, like wearing like a like very outspoken like chest piece that seems to be like that seems to kind of like roar authority. But you can tell that there's something very calming about this armor. It's almost like any type of like sense of danger or like fear or anything that you have just washes away when you like look at this armor. It just like waters away from you, and you feel like completely calm, courageous almost. Those are the 4 armors that you're looking at the back of this room.
All right, so just to recap, there's the scale mail, the shield, the barbarian, and the royalty.
Yes, pretty much.
Okay.
Well, okay, not scale mail in particular. It's more of like a studded leather almost, so I guess I could kind of describe it.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn to Goldo and say, you know anything about this?
You see that Goldo looks over at the armor set. He says, "Oh, I believe I do." You see that he goes over and he kind of like because like these armor stands are kind of like high, are kind of like a little bit like higher up. So Goldo kind of like goes over closer to it, kind of like moving some of the gold, kind of like trudging through some of the gold as he's like stepping through it. As he looks at these armor, he says, "Yes, I remember. These are supposed to be the armors of the head clans. They're supposed to be for the leaders. But why are they here? We were told that the armors were used by the tyrannical leaders. This is incorrect. Why are they here in the vault still? With these armors, they could reunify the land." "Do you know of these armors, human?" As he looks over at you, Eric.
I can't say I've had many excursions to the Ashen Plain.
Fair. In a long past before, we probably would have skewered your kind at first sight. These were the armors of the first leaders of our clans. But the fourth one, I do not recognize. This clan does not seem like something I would know of. Nor would it be anywhere written in history. Who are they? But these armors here used to represent the symbols of our authority over this land. This armor, as you see that he points over at the kind of like studded leather armor, he says, this one, the Brigade of the Night. These ones belong to the leader. But in the long ages past, she retired. Why, I do not know. And for this one, of my clan, the Infernal Phalanx. I wonder what happened to my dear leader during the Cascade. Enough about reminiscing. And this one, well, for the barbarians, the berserkers, whatever they are. You see that Zula looks over offended. She says, you mean my clan? You put respect on my clan's name. You see that Goldo looks over at her. He's like, your clan were nothing more than brutes. Only reason why Lastro kept you here was to be able to have you on the battlefield, be disposable. And we of the Infernal Phalanx were there to defend you at every cost. Be grateful we were there watching your backs. But enough bickering. These armors do not belong here. There must be something for us to get these armors down. You see that Goldo begins inspecting like the pedestals that these armors are standing onto. Anyone want to inspect anything of this room? There's like glass cases full of like weaponry and stuff in here. There's a lot of gold. There's a bunch of stuff like a regular vault would.
I would like to look for shields.
Shields? Oh yeah.
There's a big fucking shield on the one guy.
Yeah.
There's a big shield on that one. The only thing is, in terms of like the ratio between like how big the shield is compared to like Baprold's height, to give it a proper comparison, it's like Baprold. Think of it like the comparison of like a. What the fuck would you? What the fuck would I put as? I don't know what the fuck I would make a comparison to.
How big
just,
is
just
Zoro?
okay. So okay. So for a comparison to Zoro, it is basically like maybe 2 inches taller than Zoro.
Okay, so we call that a tower shield, and we can still use those.
A tower
Let's go,
shield.
baby.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. A big shield has never stopped a small man from carrying one.
I mean, fair enough. But it's on an armor
So
stand on a
wise.
pedestal high up.
Small.
The problem is, well, it needs to get down first. But yeah, I mean, there's that. As well as you look over around as well, Bapples, you notice that there's also like shields that are also in this like pile of gold as well. I don't know if you want to inspect those too, but
I'll come back to the big one later. Let me get these second guessings. Let me look through them gold pile with Fiona in a piggyback.
hold on.
Because goddamn. Oh wait.
Just dragging her along the goal.
I was just
Bro,
about to say, yeah.
Bro, up in donut walls.
Interesting. I think Zoro's gonna try to inspect those armor pieces.
Bro, if we meet a dragon, this like pile of gold, I'll tell him my full name and address.
So, yeah, you look through, and you notice as well that some of these shields are. What you notice as well that a lot of the shields that you're looking at in this like these like bits of like piles of gold, or even some of the ones on like these smaller armor stands around the place, you notice that these a lot of them are like very heavy. They don't seem very practical in combat because it already takes a lot of strength to be able to like lift it up in like a position where you can defend yourself. But like imagine taking like, you know, warhammer hits or like great sword hits or even like regular longsword hits. You can tell that this thing would probably not be as effective at protecting you because these things are just way too heavy. You do notice that there's at least a couple of like, +2 shields that you're looking at around here. Some of them a little bit more like gilded than you normally would like it to be, as you see that there's like one of them that seems to like, it literally seems like the inner part of this shield, it has like inlays of these like very bright gems that in combat don't really protect your shield as much. It actually becomes a detriment in some parts of combat, but there's a couple of them that are like very, how do I say it, very like outspoken shields for sure. They are ones that really roar greed, I guess you can really call it. The only one that seems to be very respectable amongst the shields that you're looking at here is like that tower shield that you're looking at before, but that's about it.
You really can tell a dude's cock size by how gaudy his fucking shield is.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
there you go. That's the proper term, gaudy. Yeah.
So the gaudy one, I'll throw away like a frisbee.
Yeah, I mean, if you toss it, yeah, like if you throw it, yeah, you throw it, and you see that like even when it like hits the wall and it like crashes to the ground, and you pick it up, already the edge of the shield has already like got a little bit of a dent in it already. That normal shields that you've worked with normally don't when you throw them.
Then when here has something we can store this piece of junk in, we can at least sell this for a lot.
I have my bag of holding.
Okay, I'm throwing the frisbee to him.
Yeah, so you have a dented golden frisbee.
Okay,
This is just despicable.
Putting Fielman back in the piggy bag ride.
Yeah,
Okay.
Zoro, as you hold this shield, you feel that there is so much. You can feel that there's so much greed in this shield. It almost makes you sick because of how how dysfunctional this shield fucking would be in combat. Because this shield, like even holding it, you can feel it's like to Zoro with his strength. It feels like glass. It feels like if he just puts a little bit more strength in it, he'll probably fucking crack it, or hell, maybe even be able to tear it apart like paper. This is absolutely fucking disgusting to you, Zoro, because this shit is non-functional as a proper shield.
Have some poor dumbass in a museum put that shit up.
Alright. Well, as you said, we could sell it. There's no use any other way.
Yeah. All right.
Tell me about it.
So you put it in your inventory. Anybody else want to look for anything around here?
Just
I
real
will
quick.
take one. Oh, yeah, no, Eric, you first.
Would you say how much gold would you say there's here?
If I had to give it a proper estimation,
Eric's
how much
about to get
gold?
rich, bro.
How much gold would be in here?
Mm-hmm.
Jeesh, I truly wonder. I mean, hell, I could give it a proper. If I had to give
somewhere
it
around 6 million.
Maybe a tad bit more than that.
Damn. We are broke.
We.
We.
That was his reaction. We. I mean, if I had to give it a proper estimation, maybe about 8 million.
Oh, that's a
8
little bit
M's,
more.
bro.
8 M's.
That's a little bit more than what, a certain someone would need to pay off a certain mafia member.
Oh.
Yes, a little more. Right, a little more. 300,000 is how much to pay it. But it's like, just a little bit more than that. It's fine.
Where did I get 6 million from?
I don't fucking know, dude.
Why did I think it was 6 million? I thought it was 300,000?
300,000.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, that's a bit more than
Yeah, just a little bit more than 300,000. It's okay. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Ain't nothing much.
Group out of game,
Metagame.
We're all agreeing that this is somehow trapped, right? Like if it
There's
injects a
gonna
certain
be
amount of weight,
some sort of withdrawal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you want me to test it?
No.
We can't be too greedy. We can't be too greedy now.
I'll take 5 gold.
Everyone died.
It's up to you what you
Yippee.
want to do here. I mean, hey, you know that 8 million is looking really nice there.
You know what looks really nice? My fucking home. I'd like to go home.
You know my 86 gold wallet is currently looking at me and crying.
It's there for the taking. I mean, there's no
You know, if
problem with 8 million.
If I get
gold.
if I get AOE, Theon will forgive me, I think. Maybe.
You gotta worry about it. It's just 8 million gold. No problem with that, right?
Mercy, Cube
Cube,
trying.
Cube, don't tempt me. I will coin flip if I actually take gold.
He's gonna go flip.
Do it.
So
I
it's
will-
up to group consensus in metagame. I mean, hey, I'll just be here, man.
I will
Check
stream
the
this
group
fucking
chat real
coin
quick.
flip.
Wait, no, wait. Like, I just want to do something real quick before we do anything else.
Mhm.
Oh,
Just-
boy.
You have 2 minutes to change my mind before I flip this coin.
Okay, 2 minutes all I need. Oh, fuck.
Oh yeah, as well. Lino, if you're in the chat, yeah, you can join if you want.
Please, bro. We need you to.
Blah 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 blah
Blah, blah,
blah
blah,
Blue, blue,
blah.
blue.
He is. Oh man.
Hi, Lino.
Hi.
Would you like to
You can
continue?
wake up and give
Hello.
the
Yeah,
group a
would you like
reason
to-
to take all this gold.
Would you like to continue with your point? Because like, by this point, you know, I feel like Fion would have started waking up, right?
You guys woke up. We're back in the fucking building. We're back in.
We're back in the fucking
Yeah,
building.
we're
Yeah.
back in the fucking
You
building.
did Cube narrate the part where Fionn was holding Baprold's hand?
They're holding
Yes.
hands.
Yeah, they're holding hands.
Yeah, and by
They're
this
being
point, you're
dragged around
still
like a sack of
yeah,
potatoes.
literally because you're still you're still holding onto Baprold's hand.
To be honest, I did say that she's in a piggyback right now.
Aww. Wait, that's so cute.
Only thing is,
Yeah,
Baprold has to
yeah.
like hold his hand like close to his body because his hand is still being held onto by Fion.
She's like holding. No, she's piggybacking on him, but she's holding his hand still.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But-
So yeah, I mean, by this point, Fion would have started like, you know, after all that had occurred before Fion and everything that is shit bound to happen. You can, you know, you start hearing voices a little bit in your comatose state, but they're very mumbled and echoey. It's hard to really tell, and you can, you know, you start opening your eyes a little bit and your vision is super fucking blurry. All you see are just like shapes and maybe moving things, but overall it's kind of hard to see until you see like a face like completely like next to you that like takes up a lot of your vision, and you look over and it's Baprold's, like the side of Baprold's face, and your vision starts
Oh.
coming back little by little to see Eric standing there and Baprold looking over at Eric, talking to him about something, but your hearing is still coming back little by little. It's hard to hear their conversation, but you can hear something about gold, I think is what they're saying. Cold?
Cold? Oh, hell no.
Gold.
It's either they, you know,
Hey,
for Fion, you can kind of hear like, I don't know, you can hear maybe they're saying gold, maybe they're saying cold. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Back when Goldo. Goldo fucking died.
Yeah. So your hearing starts coming back little by little to hear them arguing about something important.
Goldo. To who does this belong to?
What? This? The shield?
No. This wealth accumulated around us.
Well, this wealth was the accumulation of our people. We fought hard with Lastrel, and he was the one that allowed us to have this vault of gold. But, unfortunately, after his dethroning, the tyrants took over the vault. But from what I know now, it seems they had not yet opened it and accessed its wealth.
That's pretty dumb. I think that's like the first thing you do when you become a tyrant. All right, I'm down for government spending. Are you guys down for government spending?
You see that
Roll back.
Goldo, you see that Goldo kind of smirks at you, Eric. It's like, well, it seems they were missing 3 components. As you see that Goldo shows off his necklace, and you see that it's like a medallion. You look over, you see you see Zula as well. She climbs out from like the mountain of gold. She's like, oh, even mine too. You see she holds up hers, and you see that Goldo looks at you. He says, even Rhonda has one. You see that he points over at Rhonda. He says, Rhonda, your medallion.
Wait a second. We have a royalty in this group?
We've been having. Okay.
Well, I wouldn't call myself royalty at this point.
You see that Goldo goes over. He says, well, you're still royalty. You're still keeping the Brigade of the Night alive, aren't you?
What is
Yeah.
happening?
Oh,
Hey Fiona, quick thing, are you good to walk? I need to I can't shovel this much gold with my feet.
Baprod, are you real?
I think.
Oh,
Show her how real this Baptista bomb feels.
you're not like you're not you're real, right? Like you're actually real, and I'm not back in that place again with the fakes version of you guys.
I don't know about the... Oh, you remember? Yeah, I think we're all fine again.
My
Oh,
hair
thank-
still hurts.
Thank God. That was one of the worst experiences of my entire life. I got fireballed by Eric. On purpose.
As someone who knows that feeling, yeah, it sucks.
The
Yeah,
full-
what you do to you, Eric?
Like a Family Guy snap cut.
it's
Fireballed by
just him
Eric.
putting some of the gold, and he's like, what?
Like hundreds of clones of myself, all with like crazy deformities, and you all were husks of your former selves. Zorro tried to kill me, Celeste tried to kill me, Karuni tried to kill me, Eric tried to kill me. The only one I didn't see was Baprol, which is why I'm not convinced you're real.
Well, I'll say one thing, and Bapple turns his head. You guys are assholes. You know?
They all tried
Unbelievable.
me.
She didn't
Eric-
name me, so I'm fine.
If we experienced it.
You had it coming. I'm just playing.
You were all like actual husks. And Eric, I know that you're cool and all, but you don't look very dapper in a maid's outfit, I must say.
Oh,
You don't look. It's not very fitting.
Please tell me you have good art skills so you can put that on paper.
I didn't know you were into that, Eric. You learn something new every day.
Well, you too, Zorro.
Oh, you'd be surprised what he's into.
It fit
Oh.
you a little bit better. They.
Oh,
put
I know. Absolutely, you would.
And I never want to see Zula with that sort of outfit ever again. I think I'd rather die.
You see that Zula.
Again.
You see that Zula turns her head and she looks at you wrong. She said, "What did you say about me? I heard my name."
Nothing at all. Just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my
you're good.
God. Having to carry, who did I carry two at the same time? I think I carried Rhonda and Goldo at the same
Yep.
fucking time.
you chose the 2 heaviest fuckers to carry it.
Well,
I
I'm not
did.
exactly happy. I'm like,
I recall
come
she
on,
carried Bapril first. Bapril was her priority. And then I think it was Eric. And then
Yeah, it
The
was Eric,
clone,
and
the
then,
clones, the clones took the rest of them.
Doro.
Yep.
Oh, Celeste.
Celeste. Did I? Karuni
Wait,
and then
I don't think I mentioned it in the session as well, but I think when they were bringing up the thing, I may or may not have described it, but I was talking about how some of the clones are bringing their bodies up. One of the clones was just dragging. Yeah, the Fion clones. One of them was just dragging Karuni up the steps because they were literally breaking down. So.
But Fion is strong enough to carry both Rhonda and fucking Goldo.
Thankfully. But yeah.
She's beefy as fuck.
So yeah, you guys are in this vault. Goldo's still trying to find a way to get the pedestals down, and you guys have an inactive portal in front of you. What now?
Oh, I forgot to mention. I'm not cursed anymore.
Also,
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Baby, did you get the baby?
Would you mind sharing your methods?
Well, I've got a couple of things. Well, my dad kind of sacrificed himself. Bad news. The curse has a failsafe. So, if we try to remove it improperly, we will be turned to crystal. And that's what happened to the guy who says he's my dad. Also, I found a phoenix. So we just have to feed it, I think, a lot, and then we'll have enough feathers to cure everybody.
You see, you guys hear like a tiny chirp as you guys see that like burrowing its way out of like Fion's like messy hair. You see a tiny light, and you see like a very tiny phoenix chick in her hair.
It came out of a book. It came out of a book in the room that I was in the castle.
Celeste, you recognize this phoenix. You recognize the energy from this phoenix. This is the energy of Hushan.
How did you get Hushan's?
He sent it to me through a book in Limbo, which is where we were. I don't know if you realized. I was in this castle, and he like sent it to me through a book. It's still a baby. You have to feed it a lot until it ages up into an adult, and then we can pluck the feathers, and then call it a day, I think.
You see that this tiny phoenix chick just like chirps and then burrows its way back into Fion's hair.
Oh, well.
By the way, you good to walk, or you need me to piggyback you a bit more?
I've done a lot of walking and jumping and running. I think that I'm more comfortable with not doing any of that if I don't have to.
By me?
Yeah. So yeah, everyone's here in the vault room. What now?
If you are gonna be here, do you have like any telekinesis type stuff? Because I need to shovel this gold into my bag, but I can't do it with my feet.
I've got plenty of room. I can carry some gold if you need.
Okay, Zoro, if you are so kind as to quickly shovel some gold into both our pockets, it would be the world to me.
You can shove like as much as you possibly want. I'll take all of it, please. I don't need, but you know, I've got to repay Mr. Baprold at some point.
God, you ain't paying me back.
I have to pay back Mr. Baprold at some point.
Aye, aye, captains. And then he's gonna go ahead and start shoveling a little bit of gold.
Yeah, so you start picking up as much gold as you can kind of like shovel. You kind of like using like your wings as well to kind of like help close in more gold. Yeah, so you guys are just collecting this gold. What now?
Are there any like are there any accessories perhaps around?
Oh yeah, you see dozens of accessories in here. Yeah, rings, necklaces, bracelets, a lot of these like gilded kind of like gilded chains, You're looking at a lot of accessories, earrings, a lot of stuff in here. There's tons of things in here. Like, most of it is very gaudy, I will admit, though. And for a lot of them, you don't really sense anything magical about them. They just seem to be there for greed purposes, I guess you can kind of call it. There are a few that catch your attention, but they're just like minor ones that don't really, that don't really do much. Nothing that would kind of seem interesting in a sense.
Okay.
I'm back. Also,
Well,
I have the ability to store like literally all the gold.
Well, what are we waiting for?
I want some of my own, man. I'm broke.
I'm keen to sharing.
I am also extremely
I doubt it.
poor. But that's okay. I mean, you guys wouldn't be here if it weren't for me, but I am also poor.
Wow. Almost right back from limbo and already cocky. I like it.
You guys hear a click as you guys hear like a click as you guys feel the ground beneath you shake. And as you look over, you see that one of the pedestals starts sliding downwards, kind of like descending until it stops. As you see that Goldo looks over and says, "Yes, it worked! Yes!" As you see that he goes over and he picks up the shield, and you see that when he straps the shield onto him, Eric, you feel this like strong wave of magic that seems so menacing immediately appear in this room when he straps the shield to his arm. He says, "Yes, finally, I can keep the promise to my people. Good, I can secure it there. Yes, the armor's a bonus." You see that he starts putting on the rest of this like phalanx armor until he puts it on together. He says, "All right, back to the glory that I once was." You see that he taps the pommel of the spear on the ground, and you see that the shield begins to glow, and you see that the like battered portion of that shield begins to like melt away until you see like this much more like refined, sturdier looking shield appears. That definitely looks like something way more protective than the previous one that you've seen that looked like it had like dozens of like dents and like dirt and grime all over it. As you see that as he holds it in front of him, he says, "Good. Same I remember. Well, now I am properly armed. Shall we leave?"
Hey, Fiona.
Just give me a moment. Eric's going to spread his arms, Goku Black pose, and the entire vault will begin to shake and rumble as he consumes every last bit of gold into the shadow plane.
You guys see that as Eric kind of stands there. I was thinking more of like the Iron Man one where he like blows up the tank behind him. You see that?
Oh yeah, the Jericho missile.
Yeah, you see that he kind of like poses like that, and you see that like weirdly enough, his shadow begins to like extend and get bigger and bigger and bigger until it covers like the floor of this place, and you guys can feel something is definitely wrong as the place seems to like start like moving and jerking from like left and right. As you see that the gold seems to just like slowly, almost looking like melting away, but rather looking like disappearing and slowly like being pushed into the floor until like the gold and the accessories that are on the floor and like weapons and shit there are gone. They're leaving the floor completely empty. All that's left are like these like glass casings of like minor things in there, and then the pedestals. That's it.
This is a petty question. How much gold did I get before?
Give me a sleight of hand check. See how much gold you collected.
Technically, wouldn't I need to get that?
Fair question.
Oh yeah, that's true because Zoro was the one to scoop up. Okay, yeah. So Zoro, give me a sleight of hand check. Give it with advantage because you're using your wings as well to kind of help collect the gold.
I sure
Lucky
was
me.
gonna ask. Alright, was sleight of hand, you said?
Yes, with advantage because you use.
I
your
already
wings.
get advantage with it.
Okay, fair enough.
Bitch.
bitch.
Oh my goodness, bro. Terrible ass
God.
rolls.
Oh no.
my God.
Terrible ass rolls.
That's an 8.
Zoro, you see,
You know what? Yeah, go ahead.
as you see that the gold was like slowly like being pulled into the floor, you see like there's like a couple. You try to reach out for it, and you grab 4 gold before the rest of the gold completely gets
Amazing.
consumed into the floor.
4 gold. 4.
Yep, you see,
So
you
now
try to
it's
like,
like a
you see that
combat?
like, you reach for it, right? And it's like in slow motion, you close your hand just as like the rest of the gold disappears. And you see that you like lay there, like clenching your fist until you slowly open it to see that 4 gold lay in your palm.
Yanka, is this what you feel like in combat?
Yep.
Damn.
Fuck, man.
Okay, 2 gold to me, 2 gold to Fion. Then I'll hang myself later.
Yeah, so you've got 4 gold. Eric's got the rest of it.
Eric, will you split the gold up with the rest of the cars?
These are our funds as a team. I'm nothing more than the banker.
So, okay, that seems a bit.
No loans, no interest.
So, if I'm doing my maths correctly, that means I get a purpullion of a piece here.
It means you get 8 million gold, Vaporld. Same as everyone else.
8 million gold?
That is like 7
That-
digits.
Like, a lot.
The amount of beer I can have.
Think of all the things we can get.
You see,
Priorities.
We can fantasize after we get home. But we need to start that portal up right now.
that Golda looks
Wait,
over, he says,
I'm not done yet.
Golda looks, he says, agreed. Let's
For a
hurry up and
moment.
leave. Before we do, you see that he like uses the pommel again and like taps the other taps the other pedestal, and you see that the pedestal with like the studded arm, or I guess you could call it studded armor. It's not exactly studded armor, but you can see that this like pedestal slowly goes down, and he says, Rhonda, we are the new leaders of our people. Take up your mantle.
I really don't think that's going to be me.
You're the next generation. So is us. Your mother would have wanted you to lead.
My mama wanted a lot of things.
You are right. Well, Zula, the Berserker's one's yours. You see that he goes over and he instead taps the shield on the other pedestal as it goes down as well. As Zula goes over, he says, new armor. You see that she just like tears off the other. You see that she like tears off the shoulder pad thing that she was wearing, and she's like, some fresh clothing, better than the other one I was wearing. You see that she like puts everything on. She's like, much more flexible than the last one. All right, I'll use it. Who takes the last one?
Actually, Zoro wanted to inspect the armors.
The armors, I'll give it kind of, well, I mean, you know, we'll kind of give it a proper description since I've already said it earlier. So the armors that you're looking at, Zoro, the one that is for the leader of the Brigade of the Night, that one seems to be kind of like this, I guess you can call it kind of like an Assassin's Creed-esque type of look with like a hood, with like very loose clothing. But you can tell there's something definitely magical about all these armors have like something magical about them, but you can feel that there's something different about this armor. It seems like anytime you look at it, it's almost like you kind of like start to forget some things, but then when you look away, you immediately remember them, and it's like, you know, but when you remember them, it's kind of like a little bit of a haze almost. It's kind of like you brought up as you were looking at this. It's kind of like the memory of like you fighting with your brother in Ravenfall, when Lionel was attacking Ravenfall. Kind of like you kind of forgot about a couple key details there. Like, was your brother really there to help out in the battle? Were you there fighting Lionel? You just remember Lionel died, but how he died kind of became like a little bit of a blur to you. Something pretty much, and you kind of like shake off the feeling of like, yeah, no, something happened in Ravenfall, Lionel died, who cares, pretty much. But yeah, something is definitely off about this armor when you look at it. The next one that Goldo is wearing, it's not the armor itself that really gets your attention, but it's his shield that he's holding, because the shield that you looked at before, once looking like very battered, bruised, and definitely not taken care of, now it looks like a brand new shield that seems to like kind of like warrant this like strong aura of like protection as you kind of like as you look at this shield. And the next one that you're looking at is the one that Zula's wearing. It's not exactly armor, more particular, it's just clothing, because you can see that Zula's wearing like sandals, and you can see that she's wearing like a loincloth with like this like very like I guess you can call like elongated fur as like her loincloth, and then like she's wearing like a cape that's also have like a lot of fur on it, and from what creature it comes from, it doesn't look like anything that you would know of that you've hunted before, and that says something, because you've hunted a lot of like demonic creatures before, Zoro, but this one doesn't seem like something you would know of, because it's kind of like an albino fur, which doesn't really narrow down what kind of creature this was, but you can tell that there is definitely something strange about this armor. Something strange, that's for sure. And then the final armor that you're looking at, it seems to be kind of like this like royalty-esque type of garb, I guess you can kind of call it, where it kind of like exudes this kind of like it kind of like exudes this aura of like authority, but like in a much more like confident manner, rather than it being like a aura of like fear or like anything like fear or destruction. When you look at this armor, Zoro, you feel calm and, strangely enough, much more confident, more heroic almost, as you look at this armor.
Alright. If that's the case, he's gonna take it, but he's just gonna put it in his bag of holding. He's not gonna wear it.
Yeah. The thing is with this one too is that the armor is made for Fallen, and the comparison of like Fallen anatomy to Grash anatomy is way different, because Fallen are roughly like much more taller than Grash, and much more like bulkier. And one of the major differences is being that they don't have wings, but rather an extra like set of arms. So this Imperial garb also has like extra slots for this armor, and if you like, you guys see that like Zoro kind of like tries on the garb a little bit. The garb looks, funnily enough, way too big for him, because it kind of just like starts flopping around. So yeah, you put the
problem that I have never actually hit before.
You have a Fallen royalty garb set. Go ahead and put that in your inventory. I'll kind of make that a proper armor set later. But yeah,
cool.
The last one that's left over that's still on its pedestal is the one for the Brigade of the Night. As you know, Goldo kind of like walks away from the pedestals to rejoin the group, and he says, "So, when do we leave?" As he looks at you, Eric.
Depends on when we get that portal activated.
Agreed. From my understanding, this portal is magical, and it requires 3 things here. You see that there's like these weird like circular indents in them, but they seem much more different than the medallions, that's for sure. They're much bigger than that one. He says, "These ones I don't recognize."
I do have something.
Is this like in character or metagame?
In a metagame.
Okay.
But I will, in character, Eric will take out and inspect his medallion of the Grash.
Yeah, I mean, you take out your medallion of the Grash. Yeah, and you look at it. It's same as it's always been, but nothing too particular happens here.
Does it seem to fit?
No, the medallion
Damn.
seems, oddly enough, it's weird because like the medallion that the Fallen use is much smaller than the ones on the portal, but the one of the Grash is much bigger than the one on the holes of the portal.
All right, I got nothing.
Okay. Actually, I want to see something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Would it fit the ring Zoro has?
Which one?
The one with that symbol of the family that is forgotten.
Someone's found a secret.
Yay!
So you see,
Secret!
that, oddly enough, it's weird because the ring itself is still way too small. But you see, something is very off about the ring now that you look at it now, Zoro. The casing that it's in seems to be, like, rusting? But the medallion inside of it itself is still the same. No rust, nothing. And you can see, like, before your very eyes, Zoro, that, like, you can see that, like, the metal casing around this ring immediately starts, like, rusting and just breaks. As you see that this medallion is now in your hand, you see that something seems off. It seems to be, like, growing, almost. And you could see that this medallion immediately goes, like, not even doing anything. This medallion immediately starts floating upwards, and to the middle indent of the portal, you see that it grows just enough, and you see that it snugly fits within the portal, the socket of the portal, as you guys feel a large, like, earthquake rumble around you as this medallion implants itself onto it. And you guys can see that for a moment the portal sparks up these, like, very odd golden flames inside of this portal, until you see that the flames start swirling towards the middle and now seems to show something. And bit by bit, as it shows more and more, you guys can see it. A clear portal back to Estragos. But something seems wrong. From what you're looking at is not the streets of the usual Estragos you remember, but decayed and destroyed streets. Corpses littered throughout the streets from where this portal is, and you all can see it from where you're standing. Flames seem to be burning around in some of the destroyed buildings, and a very strong smell of iron kicks up in the air.
I don't
How
think
long were we
Zoro
gone
said
for?
this.
I've heard someone attack while we were in there, and this was very short. Oh wait, is there like any like indication on? Can I like check on how long these places have been burning, like per damage done?
I mean, the damage you're looking at seems to be something from a while back, but the flames are still roaring in some of the buildings. Not as large, but there's still some flames indicating that the attack was semi-recent. But you guys can see it from where you guys are standing in the vault through the portal. Do any of you guys go through?
Ready for a hopefully ride? up
Yeah,
there?
nobody's gonna go. I want to fucking rush through there.
Yeah,
I feel like Celeste's gonna rush out.
go on ahead, head on out as soon as he sees the decaying streets.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you guys go out. I do need to ask, Rhonda, do you take the armor before you leave or no?
Yeah.
No?
No, yeah. Yeah. Why not?
I need a straight answer, Bloom.
Yeah.
Okay, you take the armor. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so you take the armor. Yeah, so before you leave, Rhonda, you see that you stop, and just before going through the portal, you can see it. Armor is there. You know, kind of wells up just a little bit of some memories, but, you know, enough about memories. You quickly go over, grab over the rest of the armor. Don't even put it on, you kind of just put it in your inventory before you know, go through. And as you guys go through, you guys see it. The ruined streets of Estragos, the large walls that once protected the city, some parts of it are just completely concaved in. You can definitely see something that is a mortifying sight. There are large crystal deposits in parts of the city. Large crystal deposits, almost as high as like that mountain creature that you guys had fought before in Fortuna. You guys can see the littered streets of Estragos. Corpses lay strewn about, both what looks human and inhuman alike. Crystals, like crystal shards, like all over the floors and the streets. It's decaying. It's dying.
Much of the world is like this.
As you guys gander and look around at the destroyed Estragos, you guys hear an explosion, and you guys can see like little sparks of electricity fly out into the sky. The explosion seems to be very near somewhere in Estragos.
Fucking about a dart there.
Yep.
Do you
Watch
go
out,
there?
Fiona. This one's gonna be bumpy.
Do you go to the explosion?
Time to go. Yep, going. I'm going.
Yep.
Yeah,
Zoro's already flying on his way over there.
Okay, so
What do you think? I'm a guy who doesn't go? It's crazy.
everybody goes over to the explosion, and you guys notice that the explosion is over at the I guess kind of like castle keep almost, where kind of like where the king would reside within. And you guys can see at the steps of this, you see three people. One who seems to be injured, who you recognized as Netta, and the other two, one elderly looking man still wearing like four-wall clothing, but it's kind of like torn apart, as you see that he's like throwing spells left and right, keeping away these like crystalline zombified creatures almost, as they like slowly walk towards them. And there's like 9 of them that are crawling towards them. And you see this other woman who's like missing one of her high heels. The other one's still having the other high heel on her foot, while she's also casting spells as well. But you can feel their magic waning. It seems like they have been fighting for a long time. How long? Who knows from what you can see, but you can tell their magic is about to wane soon.
Fuck, man.
Well, I was gonna say, can Celeste cast a wall of light in front of them?
Yeah. So you cast Wall of Light, and as you see that, you create this wall of light separating the zombified crystal beings from these other two and Netta. You see that the woman goes over and kind of like tends to Netta, as you see that the man kneels next to her as well, as he kind of like spots you out of the corner of his eye, and immediately points his staff in your direction. He says, "Who's out there? Show yourself."
I will healing word level 3 him.
Yeah, I mean, you healing word him. You see that he looks over, and some of like the scars and like lacerations that were on his like he was wearing like a very like formal tuxedo almost, but you see that like one part of like the left arm of his tuxedo like is completely gone, leaving like a very like large gashy arm that seems to be very bloodied and dirty. You see that gash is completely gone. You see that there are some parts of his face where he has like cuts; those disappear as well. And you see that he like looks at himself. He's like, "What happened? Who are you? Are you a cleric?"
Yes, sir.
He's the best of the clerics.
You see that the man immediately drops his staff and he goes over and he kind of like puts both of his hands on your shoulders, Bapper. He says, "Please, heal my daughter, please. I'll pay you anything,
Watch out.
please."
Okay.
Who's your
Don't be too crazy. I got cargo here.
So you make your way over and you see that the woman tending to the other woman on the ground, the woman who's injured, Fionn, you all recognize her. It's Netta.
Oh, are you Falcoral's dad?
You see that Netta has like you guys see that like Netta kind of like holds her stomach. As you see that the woman looks over, she says, "Back away! Back away!" You see that the man looks over, he's like, "Shh, it's okay, honey. They're here to help us, okay? Just let them help us. You can trust them, please." You see that the woman reluctantly holds up her staff, but Eric, you can see with her hand shaking, she has like literally almost no magic left over in her tank. She's like on the verge of like magic. She's like literally on the verge of like of a magical drought within her body.
Okay. Now that I can't really do much to help her, but now that the zombies are like walled off and more controlled, can I cast Wall of Flame and then just start cooking them?
No.
What do you mean no?
No.
It's up to you if you want to.
Okay. Sure. I can capture them all, like all 9, right?
Yeah. So
you're in a 60-foot area.
Yeah. So you guys see that Eric creates this like wall of flame encasing them. As you see that like the wall of light, as they try to touch it, you can see that their hands kind of like burn a little bit. As you can kind of like hear a very like inhuman type of scream that like bubbles from them. As you see that the woman still holds up her staff, like tears going down the sides of her face as she holds it up to the party.
Crooney, I feel like she's gonna approach it. She's gonna like lower the staff down. She's like, "All right, we don't need to do all that.
How can we trust you?"
Considering the fact that we just saved your lives, I suggest you do.
I think you can trust us. We've saved. Well, I haven't saved a lot of people. I've actually killed a couple, but we've saved a lot of people, and like we're good family friends. We've got, we're mutual friends with you.
We are?
Theon.
These are Falcoral's parents, no?
How?
Are you?
They are?
You see that the woman immediately points her staff back at you guys. She says, "How do you know my name? How do you know us?"
Oh, well, I reckon you said that your daughter was Netta, and I'm actually really good friends with her. But my brother is like really good friends with Falcoral. They're like sick together. They're cool.
You see that the man immediately goes over to Fionn. He says, "Falcoral, she's alive."
Well, she's dying.
Where is she?
Oh my god.
She's at Shirakai, my village, being taken care of while she dies.
Okay, Fionn, there's this thing called sugar coating thing.
But
Yeah.
why would I do that? That would just be lying. I thought lying was bad.
Yeah,
It is
but,
not something that they need to hear right now.
Yeah, I think that's definite.
You can see.
Let me introduce you.
You can see for
Yeah,
a moment
that's
that Netta immediately like kind of groans in pain as you see that the woman kind of looks over. She's like, "Shh, it's okay, honey. We'll get you fixed, okay? We'll get you fixed, honey. worry. Just stay still, okay? We're almost there.
Somebody get her medical already.
Well,
Just-
excuse me, I got fucking cargo here. Fionn, can you stand on your own for a second?
I think so, but I don't really want to let go.
Drop her.
You know what, Zoro? Can you serve as a holding spot real quick? I'll be right back to piggybacking.
He's
Okay.
gonna go ahead, lift Fiona up with his tail.
Oh. His tail.
Alrighty.
I guess so, yeah.
Fion's like, I think Fion's still a little loopy, guys. She just got out of a fucking coma. Can, like,
Yeah.
We all got out of a coma.
So,
Fion got into a coma really bad. Coma.
Baprold, give me a
I
medicine
think
check.
all comas are bad.
20. That is a 22.
22. From what you look at, when you see that Netta like moves her hands away from her wound, you can see that there is like a small bit of crystal slowly poking out of her like stomach region. You kind of like begin to you kind of like use a bit of your like divine magic to kind of like make like a kind of like small incision almost on like the side of it, and you see that like as you kind of like open that small bit and peer into her stomach area, you can see that like the crystals, it's kind of like roots. It's kind of like burying itself deeper into her body. So you're able to, with a 22 medicine check, able to slowly pull out the top part of the crystal that kind of serves as like an exit wound, and you're able to slowly pick out one by one those individual like rooting strands of crystal that were like burying themselves deeper into her body until you got the last one out just a little bit there. And you see that as you put down the crystal, it's almost like the crystal is like a worm-like creature. You see that it like squirms and like gives out like a small screech and like twitches a little bit before it goes still. And you're able to like as you completely cure her like wound, leaving no like scar or flesh, you see that Netta kind of like from like her pain breathing kind of like slows down a little bit before she kind of lulls into kind of like a sleepy state almost. As you see that the woman kind of like looks over and she says, oh, she's better. Oh, better. You see that the man kind of goes over and he kind of gives like a small hug to his wife and daughter. As you see that he looks over, he's like, thank you very much. Oh, I don't even know how I can repay you in these trying times, but thank you very much. Who are you?
First of all, name's Baprold. Number 2, you can pay me by telling me what the fuck y'all doing here.
Forgive me. I believe proper introductions are in order. Yes, as you heard from the lady, yes, we are Fion's parents, and Netta's parents as well.
You are not my dad. He
Sorry.
just died in
Falkroll.
You are not my parent.
My mistake. Falkroll's parents. We are Netta's parents as well. We had only just returned from a trip when we had seen that ASTRA was up in flames. We had rushed as soon as we can to help out as many people, but it was too late. I don't understand what happened. These crystal beings came out of nowhere, attacked and killed our people relentlessly. We were able to save only but a handful few that are still within the castle's keep, within the throne room. But the rest, you've seen the city streets. There's no saving them.
Oh. Why?
I don't know. They have just arrived without word, without any warning. I don't know.
Didn't we already know that they were coming, though? Because they were bringing the crystals into the city.
They were... What?
The, like, magic people, they were letting the crystals into the city, but they were taking away all of, like, our cool stuff. Like, I had a piece of mistletoe, and they took it away from me at the gates. But they were not taking the crystals away at the gates.
Wait. What are you talking about? Crystals?
The crystals. The purple ones. That kill people.
Kingsguard were in your city.
Yeah, those. The Kingsguard. They were bringing the purple rocks into the city on purpose.
And they did pass inspection, oddly enough.
Netta, how long ago was it when you and I had our encounter? That's how long ago, like a couple days before that, we started to notice it. So, I don't
notice it.
Well, yeah.
You
It's not the only city.
You see
You're
that
not alone.
you see that Audicer just looks at you with a very like horrified look. He says, "Kingsguard? Who are you talking about?"
The Kingsguard, the bad people.
We know nothing
The
of
guys
this.
with this symbol, and he's gonna show him his hand.
We don't recognize that. That we were gone.
It is the symbol of Atrax.
Atrax?
Mm-hmm.
Forgive me,
I just-
but me and my wife, we've been gone for months. Who are these Kingsguard that infiltrated our city?
Netta, it was when you and I got into our little tussle.
Netta is asleep, but you see that Audicer looks at her. He says, You mean they were there when Netta was here?"
Yes, and so was there was this guy, right, that Netta told me was bad and like was the reason she was very injured. He was also here. I don't remember his name, but he was good with like beasts.
Beasts?
Yeah, he was also here.
Who do you speak of? You mean my son, Torsten?
Yes, you have a lot of children, don't you?
He's alive?
Wonder whose fault that is.
Sorry, wait. Forgive me, but you mean to say my son, who ran away from a young age, is alive?
Yes, and so is Falcoral. Well, for now. And Netta, she's very
You said
cool.
that already.
Well, I just wanted to make my point clear.
I
don't want to
think
be
that
mom.
a mother and father want to know that their child is almost close to death as of right now, considering that they almost lost one.
You see that Audicer kind of like stumbles a little bit and like takes a seat on the steps. He's like, No, you're lying. I watched him die to these crystals.
But you said he ran away. How would you have watched him die?
That doesn't make sense. He was gone, and you're telling me he was alive before then, but no, none of this makes sense. Nothing makes sense. This Kingsguard, my son, my family, everything doesn't make sense. Right. Get your bearings together, Audicer. Right. So, let me ask you this. How long ago were you here?
We'd like to know too.
That is.
Netta's really the only one who knows the answer to that, considering she's the only one who was alive and we were also...
Actually, Zoro is gonna call Coco.
You call for Coco. But Coco does not summon. Instead, you see the very same ritual symbol that appears, but then the ritual circle disappears.
Took your dog, man.
Zoro is gonna like immediately start hyperventilating.
Well, I'll just take Fiona quick.
He's gonna start breathing heavy. He's gonna try calling Coco again.
You pull up the ritual circle again, but Coco does not appear.
I will.
Where's my dog?
Wait, where is it? I'll cast Calm Emotion.
Apples,
Calm
where's my
down.
dog?
Calm Emotions. Cube, I'm calming emotions.
Is that a wisdom, right? That's a wisdom.
Charisma saving
I think
throw.
that's
charisma.
charisma.
Charisma saving throw.
Yeah.
Zoro, give me a charisma saving throw. What is the DC?
Unless Zoro's willing.
Oh,
Yeah. Are you
Unless you're
willing, or are
willing
you immune to being charmed?
No, I'm not immune.
Oh, look at me.
I might
Are
as
you?
well.
what is the DC for the charisma saving?
You know what?
Oh.
Fuck it.
16.
Fuck it. We'll roll with it. We'll let the dice decide.
Okay.
16?
Bro,
Alright, hold on.
Oh.
bro, if you're about to roll a 17 and higher, I expect a full panic attack beatdown.
Okay. Alright.
And I'll take it because I'm a good friend.
I'm gonna go ahead. Roll. Alright. That is. I'm my fucking modifier. Hold on. Oh wait, it's only a +1. Okay, so that'd be a 14. Okay, so he fails it, so he does get calm, but then he's definitely like pacing around, kind of just like thinking, trying to see if he can find the connection towards like any idea on where Coco could be.
Hey man, the fact that the ritual didn't immediately die down probably means that Coco is still alive.
I know he's alive, but where is it that he could be though? He should
Maybe he's still in the
appear here. There should be no reason why he should be stopped. Why is he not appearing?
I would like to check the place where the ritual was made. If there was like a little hint.
You just check where the ritual. You see that like when Zoro created the ritual to summon Coco, nothing. All you see, or all you can feel, is like residue of demonic magic being used, but that's it. Nothing too significant you can get from it.
We'll have to add on to the list of possible problems. Well, possible is I think it's a,
My
it is a
holding
problem,
theory
but-
is. My holding theory is that he's either in a separate plane of existence or somewhere in an anti-magic field.
That could be it.
You see that?
Very likely.
You see that Goldo goes up to Rongda as he says, "This is a human city."
Yeah. Indeed.
Can't tell a difference. Feels like we're still at home. I don't like this. Feel like we're
Man, fuck this city.
being watched, Rongda. Be on guard.
Sounds good.
That is true. Considering the fact that all we have here is zombies and crystals.
You guys see
Welcome
the,
from one war-torn shithole to another.
Well,
Except this one we have been very familiar with.
well, as someone who owes my life to help you, I will do my best to help restore whatever order this place once had. You can bet my shield on it. As you see that he plants his shield into the ground.
There might be
so
some. Go ahead, actually. So let's go ahead.
So let's just gonna look to Falco's parents, and she's like, I have a question. Since, well, how long has it been officially since the two of you have been here?
It's only been how long? Maybe a week and a half. Somewhere. Maybe a week and a half. Maybe a bit more, I believe. Adva, do you know how long? You see that Adva is just not saying anything. She's just like caressing Netta as Netta is asleep on the steps. As you see the officer just looks and says, maybe a week and a half, maybe a bit more. Why?
Do you might have maybe came across a man named Mercurio?
I don't think so. I don't know. What does he look like?
Tall, short hair, eye patch, wheels of
His
glaze.
face looks like it was burned off.
You see that he stops as you say eye patch. He says, "Eye patch? No, it couldn't be." You see that
Did he have a glaive?
You see that he gets up as he looks over at you, now with like a very serious expression on his face, Celeste. He says, "How do you know him?"
He,
I asked, "How do you know him?" Eric, you can feel that there is an intensifying bit of magic that is kicking up, and it's coming from Odysser.
Watch your tone, motherfucker.
I was about
Your
to say
boyfriend.
Bapro's coming from like the right off, like when discussing my student, you'll calm down.
Go ahead.
You answer the question first.
Yes, I have seen him. Here, in my city, slaughtering my people. So then I ask, how do you know him?
He's Falcoral's best friend.
No. My daughter wouldn't be friends with a murderer. She wouldn't.
My student wouldn't do that. Not that I know of.
Your student?
Maybe he's possessed like you, Mr. Batprode.
How do you know him?
Mercurio wouldn't kill anyone innocent. That would be essentially breaching his oath, wouldn't it?
Maybe he's not. Maybe he thought he lost you, so he broke his oath. That would be quite romantic, but also really bad.
No. You see that
Put
he
fucking
goes
duct
over.
tape on Fionn, dude.
You see that Odysser just goes over. He's like, Advar, we're going to the rest of the hostages. Let's go. We're not being here any longer. As he looks over at you guys disgustingly, as he says, You're friends with a mass murderer.
Isn't your daughter a mass murderer?
You see that he goes over to pick up Netta, and him, Netta, and Adva just go over within the castle's keep, leaving all of you here with more questions than answers.
You're welcome, by the way, bitch.
So,
Who's the bitch?
To the dude who I just healed.
Yep. So, yeah, you guys are here within the ruined city of Estragos. What now?
We were never told how long it's been, did we?
A week and a half, so I'd guess roughly 10 days.
What?
Well, no, it's definitely been longer than that. once Netta wakes up, we can find out.
There's an easy
Well,
way
if
to figure this
if we're
out,
even
I
allowed
think.
to speak with Netta, considering they're already hostile with us.
They're not hostile with me.
You told them that their daughter is dying.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, you really need to shut your mouth.
I'm sorry. I'm not really here.
At least you learn, and we love that about you. Anyway.
We.
Are you speaking French?
Eric, don't start now.
Oui.
I'm sorry, General with a K. I'm really sorry. I'll
Why does
I'll
she
be
sound hungover?
normal eventually.
Yeah, so, yeah. You guys are here within the ruined city. What now?
I would like to test a theory.
Okay.
A game.
I look to my mates. Hey, buddy. Been off and on with you lately. Quick question. You got a mind of your own in there, right? Blink twice if you understand.
Bruh.
I think it's blinking, Mr. Batrold.
Rather than a blink, actually, Baprold, you see that the mace actually just glows, but not the dark purple that it once did, but a brilliant white light, as you hear a new voice now echo. I too am sentient. What about it?
Great that you're here. Quick question.
And I may have an answer. Go ahead.
Do you know the rough time frame that we were in the limbo?
Of limbo.
When we entered the portal, as you remember, right after you bestowed me with your most benevolent power. Thank you, by the way, again for that.
You mean to thank my creator, Kogar?
Oh, you acolytes. Well then, I thank him, and in turn then, you.
Allow me to see. As you see, Baprold, it feels like there's like something poking and prodding at your mind as you're like looking through like flashbacks of the previous times that have happened thus far, all the way up until like the point where you guys were like transported from Estragos underneath the abandoned church all the way to the Ashen Plains up till now, and you see that like your vision comes back from those flashbacks up to now, as you hear the voice say, "It has been approximately 2.5 weeks since you have been gone."
Okay, thank you very much.
Kogar's blessing guide you, as you see
Thank
that
you.
the brilliant light slowly fades out.
Alrighty. So this attack. So it has been 2.5 weeks since we entered the portal, and they've been here since 1.5. So in that 1 week, some shit happened here.
Mercurio was a part of it. Though, I don't think it was him. Wouldn't be the first time he's been possessed.
True. God, that jester was a pain in the ass.
Was. Can I use locate creature?
Okay, who are you trying to locate?
See if I can locate Mercurio.
Okay.
Sees her boyfriend as a creature. Okay.
You cast locate creature, and you see that like you're looking through Mercurio's eyes, and in his vision you're looking at a weird large crystal throne room, and you can see that he's kind of like standing next to somebody, but with this you're not able to kind of like see who it is that's next to him sitting on like this throne, but you can see that they are definitely feminine for sure, but it's hard to tell who. But you can tell that Mercurio is kind of like standing next to them as well. As you hear this like conversation going on about something, but it's kind of hard to tell because like the conversation is just like echoing into the room. But there is one troubling thing that you do see as well, that at the end of the throne room, doors swing open, and all you can see is the silhouette of a person with a very familiar looking dog next to him. And as you look at this, you feel that your vision becomes clouded bit by bit as you feel that the spell ends, and you begin blinking again to see that you're now standing again back in Estragos.
So this is just gonna like rub like the bridge of like her nose, and she's like, okay, I might have gathered a hint. So, Mercurio's alive. However, he's what looks to be in the throne room, but he's not sitting, I guess, there. Someone else is. I don't know. But however, I did see somebody with, it might be Coco, Zora.
Immediately, the second that she hears is Coco, he's like rushes forward, grabs her by the shoulder, and is like an inch away from her face. Like, what did you see? Was he okay? Was he all right? Who was he with? Did he hurt him?
Easy. So this is just gonna like gently like grab his like arm, and she's like gently gonna like just like a gentle rub. She's like, it's okay, easy, one at a time.
He's gonna go ahead and let go.
Good.
He's gonna try and breathe.
Unfortunately, I didn't see much before I could even hear or see more. I was essentially just blocked off.
Okay.
But the important thing is that he's looks to be safe and alive. That's what matters.
Zoro's just gonna nod, and he's gonna go back to pacing again.
You see that Goldo looks over at you, Eric. He says, "What now? Place seems desolate and hostile. We're not welcome here."
Listen up, everyone. We have a lot on our plate, especially with how long we've been gone. But that hasn't stopped us before. From the beginning, we've had a lot on our plate. We've slaughtered 5 demons. So what's 3 more?
You see that Goldo
I
hold
can
up his
agree.
staff. He says, "Yes, more demon killing. That is what I look forward to." As you see that he taps the pommel of his spear on the ground.
You want us to find some Filtramites while you're at it, Battle Beast? I'm sorry.
Finally,
I'm sorry.
Finally, a worthy opponent.
How the fuck did we hire top 2? Quick
So
question,
what are we
Celeste.
gonna do first?
Yes.
I might have missed this, but in that vision you just had, any insights on the architecture of that throne room?
Oh. She's gonna like think about it. Is there a roll I need to make, or like history check?
Yeah, give me a history check to see if you can kind of like remember anything that could kind of give a hint as to where it is.
That is a 28. Holy shit, that's actually a lot.
Celeste, there wasn't exactly very much you can really see in the vision of Mercurio, as of course he's, one-eyed. But there is one thing that really did catch your attention was that one of the broken statues, like one of the older broken statues in that room, looked like it had the face of like an animal. Looks like a I don't know, like a tiger from what you're looking at. I don't know. It looked like a no. You know it. It looked more like a lion.
Lion?
A lion?
You say a lion.
Baprold and Eric, give me history checks.
Oh boy, I'm guidancing both of us, by the way.
Can I just say it?
It's
That's
not
30-20.
It's not Ravenfall. That's for sure. It's not
Oh,
Ravenfall.
okay.
Okay, so
Well, I got a
dirty 20.
15, and
I
you're
wasn't
giving me
thinking.
guidance.
I wasn't thinking
Yeah,
Ravenfall.
15, 17?
17. So from your own guys' memory in the military, you know that there is only one place that uses a lion as kind of like their symbol, and that is a place called Rexton, which you remember was one of the other places that is famous for a lot of its what did I put here for its mining, I believe was what I put it for, right? Just quickly doing a small double check. Yeah. So for Rexton, yeah, major mining. It's a major mining and weapons city. Ruled by Luana Frozen Guard, which you guys remember. Luana Frozen Guard wasn't exactly a really good queen, more so of like a brat. Is kind of like how you would describe Luana.
Can we at least this time shit stomp that little kid?
I hate
She's
monarchs.
alive. Great. I had corrupt royalty. Let's fucking go.
If she has Coco, I don't care what happens to her.
Well, you guys have your next location, I'm assuming. The very city of major weapons and the major weapons and creativity of mining, Rexton, as you guys travel from Estragos to Rexton. Anything you guys want to prep before you guys go ahead up on this trip?
I'll change a few spell slots real quick.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and get them changed. before you guys go on
I'll
this
ask if we level up.
trip. You do get a level up.
Hallelujah, God is
Yay.
good.
Yay, level up, and I get nothing because it involves my rage.
That is
Funny you should
great.
say
Yeah.
God when the God is NPC with us.
Do we long rest?
I mean, I already said it
Already
earlier that you
had
did get a
one.
long
Yeah, we
rest.
already
Yes.
got a long rest.
Oh, I didn't do that. Oops.
So you guys did get a long rest.
I'm not leveling up yet because my computer's broken.
Brr.
So
Take your time, Queen.
So
I will.
you guys all kind of like prep to get ready to leave. I mean, there's a ruined city of stuff. Maybe you guys could find something here. Who knows? Amongst the rubble.
Grave robbing. Let's go.
Yeah. Riverway.
Grave robbing. We will take
Let's
the
go.
money from
Yeah.
little children.
I mean,
and
like,
their
yeah,
parents.
We need more money, bruh.
I mean,
do.
like,
We got 8 million, bro.
Me and
million,
Baffled
exactly.
are poor as fuck. Have
The
we noticed?
greed,
We are
bro.
all rich.
The greed.
We have
bro.
a
Hey.
whole M, an M
Yuck.
for each member of this party,
member,
bro.
Yep.
Yaka. You're
M for
willing to
mini.
tell me that Eric, when I ask him, can I have 10 gold
And W
for
for
beer,
Wumbo.
that he will not tell me, no, this is not something that a party member should do at this time of day.
No, he's gonna say, I don't know, can you?
Oh God! Not that fucking quote like a fucking teacher would. Can I use the bathroom? I don't know.
I
Can
will
you?
level 8. I will level 7 guiding port you to do that.
Seven
I
guiding.
feel like the only thing Karina will be looking for is a new rapier, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like amongst the rubble of the stuff.
And I have
Oh what?
my boomerang, please.
I mean, I will tell you.
No.
Yeah, you do see a boomerang, but it's not the Special one. It is. It
We're
is a
going
plus.
to
It is
a
a plus
fucking
one
weapons
boomerang.
depot, dude. We can get you all the fucking boomerangs you want when we get there.
Oh, but that's the thing with boomerangs is you only need one.
Yeah, I mean, you get a plus one boomerang, but
Oh,
but that's about it. I mean, like amongst the rubble, you guys do see that there are caches of weapons, but it's mostly just like minor stuff that would be used by like the guards around the city. You know, like regular long swords, like regular like studded leather armor, or like heavier armor for some of the heavier kinds of guards around here. But yeah, there's not really anything too spectacular around here. Just basic weaponry that can be used to guard a city.
I know just what I'm looking for.
Oh?
I will go to the security outpost at the front of the gate.
Okay.
If that is still
mistletoe.
remaining.
Yeah, I mean, like
Can I have my mistletoe, please?
like the outpost that's there, there's like a tons of guards and like crystal zombies that are just littered around the outpost that you guys entered from. But yeah, it's open.
Good. I'm getting my fucking skull back.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
Also my dragon bone. I'm guidancing it, by the way.
Okay.
That is a 19.
Yeah, so I mean, rummaging throughout the stuff that's in there, you know that there's like a particular spot in the outpost where they would have to like store all of the confiscated goods from the gate. And yeah, you're able to go there, and luckily enough, the confiscated portion was broken open, and there's another body in there along with another crystal. Like there's half of like a crystal zombie that's in there that's already dead. But there's like somebody else who's like leaned up on the wall on the floor, who's like looks like they've bled from their injuries. But yeah, rummaging through all of the confiscated shit in there, yeah, you do find the bone, and yeah, you do find Linton skulls as well. Albeit the only difference being is that Linton skull has like a little bit of some like cobwebs and stuff, but nothing too much.
Oh, don't worry, I'll repage you today.
Yeah, so I mean, you guys pick out whatever you guys can. I will say, you guys you guys find at least maybe about like 3 small healing potions, and then I know Eric would probably want to investigate the apothecary's place, right?
Sure, I'll do that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you do find some ingredients, yeah, enough ingredients that would be enough to create more healing potions and better healing potions, that's for sure. But besides that, you'd have enough materials to make at least 3 greater healing potions, but that's about it. The rest of the stock that was in there is either like buried under the rubble or completely spoiled. So about the rest of whatever you could find that's still good, that's about it. The equipment as well, I forgot to mention as well. The equipment is completely just destroyed. It's fucked. There's nothing left of the equipment that can be used.
All right.
Yeah. Anything else anybody wants to look for in Estragos before you guys leave to go to Rexton?
Is there anything useful in the blacksmith shops?
Why don't you give me an investigation check?
Cool. Investigation.
Investigation.
Oh, hold on. I didn't get nothing much. I got an 8.
Honestly, Zoro, looking at whatever is left in the shops, there's not really anything that really would pique your interest. I mean, besides a couple of like still good-looking like blacksmith hammers, and probably like a couple books of like runes and stuff that like talks about the theory of runes, but you already know how to use runes. There's not really anything that really catches your eye in here. Of course, as well, like some of the stock of weaponry that's still in pretty good condition, but none of them that really exceeds anything of your expectation of like what you have currently. So, nothing too much.
If that's the case, then he's gonna try to use Aragon's horn then. see if that would work.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, you pull out Aragon's horn, and you blow it. The only difference being, rather than it being a very very loud, deep bellow of the horn, it sounds a much more like wittier sounding one, like a broken trumpet.
Whoa. It did not sound like that beforehand. Okay. He's gonna investigate it then, I guess, to see if he can figure out if there's anything wrong.
I mean, there's no need to really investigate it much. You know that the horn usually had some glowing runes on it, but the runes are dim.
Alright. No. Go ahead. Put the horn away then, and then he'll just, I guess he'll look for, stuff to cook with then.
I mean, yeah, you do find a couple things, You're able to find, a couple bits of, jars of water that are still okay. You're able to find a couple bits of, food that there's, boxes in, the market stalls in the middle of the city that are, tipped over. There's, a bunch of, apples, potatoes, carrots, all types of ingredients used for cooking. A lot of it has gone bad, but, you're able to pick out at least a couple of them. I'd say you'd have about a a bag's worth of stuff to be able to at least cook a meal 3 times before all of those ingredients are used up. So that's
Okay.
about it.
Well, yeah, then if that's the case, he's gonna go ahead and try to see if he can make something then, for the time being.
That's cool. So, nightfall begins to approach. By the time you guys came in, it was the afternoon. Now nightfall begins to approach as you guys kind of meet up again. Before nightfall comes in and we end the session, does anybody want to check for anything else in the city, or Rongda, Fion, Celeste, Karuni?
I'm good, thank you.
Rongda?
I'm good.
Baprul?
Nah, I got my skull.
Gotcha. Celeste?
Wait, I want my mistletoe.
Seems like you didn't get the mistletoe. Guess not. Sailor for Celeste and Karuni, anything?
What? Why can't I have my mistletoe?
No, nope.
Dude, I need my druidic
so,
focus.
I
I'm
mean-
not a druid, but I need it.
But I mean, yeah. Today comes to a close.
I'm gonna
one more
fucking
thing,
kill
actually, real
myself live on stream.
No. Yeah, the day comes to a close. You
Hold
got
on, one more thing real quick, actually.
okay.
One thing. Just really quickly. Zoro is going to pull out a very familiar looking bottle with a purpley shimmering glow into it. A fourth of the bottle is still available, and he's going to go ahead and toss it to Baprobe.
Oh, the bottle of juice. I gotcha. Bapro, do you see that Zoro, as he's kind of prepping to make a little bit of a cooking station before you guys leave the next morning, you guys see that Zoro calls you over, and as you look at him, you see that he tosses you this bottle of this very luminescent looking liquid inside of it. It looks like you're looking at a galaxy inside. It's really, really cool looking.
How much will this fuck me up?
Take a drink and find out, my friend.
I exit.
You just down whatever's left.
I down it in one go.
Oh yeah. You down it, and as you finish drinking in that last drop, Brapple, you immediately drop the bottle as you feel your eyes begin burning so much, and it feels like somebody is It feels like somebody is like holding something hot around your eyes and you can't blink. It just burns so much. And as you look over, like tears constantly streaming down your face and you begin to blink more and more, you notice something very odd about the air as you're blinking. You can see these like weird like light things that are moving around. And as the pain slowly begins to subside and you kind of like rub your eyes a bit more and more to kind of like drown out the pain and like dry your eyes as well, you notice something very odd. You can see things somewhat like thousands of times more clearly than you did before this experience. It's super fucking weird for you, Baprold, because it's like like you can, it's at the point where it's like you can see Zoro and you can like pretty much like with like one tiny squint you can see like the individual strands of hair on his like on his beard, like at such a like a very like a very like clear way. You can see every single bit of strand of hair on his beard.
Yo.
You have gained true sight.
Girl, what the fuck? Barold gets true sight, and I don't even get my fucking mistletoe.
With when Zoro does see that Baprold has finished going through his little bit of agony, he's gonna then go ahead and say, I've been holding on to that for a while. At that point in time, I didn't know exactly if you were someone that I could trust yet. But given the circumstances... Oh, yes. Well, not as of right now, but this has been what I've seen since I've had my fair taste of it.
Fuck, man.
Now, it's not always going to be like this. You'll learn somewhat to control it. So you can see normally, but be able to use it whenever it needs to be.
Ooh. You know, when I met you in that cage, bro, I was just looking for a person to join the fight. I singed an enemy, you beat the shit out of a gnome, and Eric was there, I think. But it was a good time. If you'll excuse me now, I'll have to train these eyes so I don't rip them out.
Going ahead, my friend.
Celeste standing there.
And take your time with it. You force it, it's just gonna make it feel like you're ripping them out, but not at the same
I
time.
already done.
Celeste is standing there doing what? Sorry.
No, like when he was like, "Oh, and Eric was there," and Celeste was like, "I was there too."
Yeah, she had a in background. Yeah, so I mean, you know, amongst the rubble, you guys find like what was left of a tavern. You know, I kind of gather up whatever was left of like, you know, and make makeshift bedrolls as you guys kind of like take up places around the like section of like where the bar would be in this tavern. You know, of course like the roof is like completely fucking caved in. You guys are still kind of like outside. Zoro was able to set up a little bit of a fire within the hearth to be able to make food. Yeah, you guys lay here and you guys kind of get yourself prepped for the next day. Anyone want to do some last bit stuff here?
I'd like to take Fion's mistletoe before she.
That implies that you would know where to search it. Has anyone told you where it could be, like Eric wise? I don't think anyone has.
Oh,
yet.
well, I just picked up Keen Mind as a feat, so anything in the last month I remember perfectly. So yeah, I know exactly.
Oh, okay. So I guess so. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you know.
So I take it, and she doesn't get it, and I get it.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
Fion, you see hanging on like the tip of Eric's fire staff, you see that like near the crystal, you see there's something like jingling next to it. You can see that there's like a little slot where there's the mistletoe just there.
I swear I have tinnitus. I can hear a ringing in my ears. Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Yeah, I mean, you guys get prepped with your bedrolls and everything. Goldo kind of like takes off his armor and kind of like sets it aside, wearing his normal clothing as he, kind of like sits down, and like leaning up against one of the walls, like, so human cities are much more smaller, I see. I see they have good ale, correct?
From what I remember, yeah.
Well, if we fix this, you owe me a drink.
Sounds good.
Weird. We're not saving our people, but saving a new people.
I just trust my grandma's plan.
I hope so. Floka was always the mysterious kind growing up, so a lot of what we can take from her is for granted, but I hope she's right about this one.
I hope so too.
Well, I will rest, for we trudge somewhere tomorrow. I must be ready for the march. You see that he kind of lays over on his bedroll. He's like, "Good night, Rungda."
Good night.
You see that he turns over. You look over to your left, Rongda, and you see that Zula is already asleep. She's like tossing and turning in her bedroll. Like her bedroll at this point is like completely fucked up, as she's like snoring super fucking loudly in the like little cubby that you guys are in.
Well,
That's quite the loud snore.
Yeah.
It's so loud I can't even hear it.
Oh, I wasn't even imitating it. Bruh. Alright. So, with that, we end our session! You guys did it! You guys got a level up, defeated the combat. And Fion here got to have, what's it called? Got to be reunited with the party after her own little tidbit that happened, at another time. But that was still not gonna record or anything. But anyway, thank you everybody for tuning into tonight's session of Eyes of Astra. I was super fucking excited about the session. And I am actually now super excited what's gonna happen next when you guys arrive at Little Rexton. But yes!
You actually planned for us going there.
Yes. I do, however, as well, have a new map coming up next of what the new region of Creston will look like now for you guys. So, be on the lookout for that while I send that out into the D&D chat. But anyway, thank you everybody for tuning into tonight's session. Any last bit of words, anything you guys are going to say? Was this a good session, bad session? Do you guys fucking hate me? Let me know.
I'm gonna fucking kill Yaka. And you. Why the fuck don't I get to have my mistletoe? I worked so hard to get that mistletoe. I'm not even a druid and I have it. I need my druidic
You just
focus
existed
back.
and you had the mistletoe. You didn't work for it.
Yeah.
The fucking mistletoe that I shouldn't even have in the first place, that shouldn't have been taken away because it's not even fucking magic. Ugh.
Anyway, any final thoughts about anything? Was this a good session, bad session? Do I have to fucking improve at being a DM? Let me know.
I hate you.
If you think that derailing was bad,
Wait for this next one.
Yeah.
you don't know what I got in store here. I got pages upon pages of ways I can derail this shit.
Ooh, man.
Oh, that time spent in Arkham Asylum was just him getting notes together.
Is me and the rest of the viewers that are watching the D&D streams excited to see it. But Anyway, thank you everybody for tuning into tonight's session. We will see you guys again. Well, I will see you guys again tomorrow for a regular gaming stream. After I get off of work. But as for everybody else here who participates in the D&D sessions, or if you might see them tomorrow when we do some gaming stuff. Who knows? But we will see you guys as a D&D group next Monday when we hold session 32 of Eyes of Astra. Thank
Golly,
you.
man.
And yeah, dude. Hold on. Before we go, is this like close to an anniversary of Eyes of Astra, right? Isn't this close to it?
I'm pretty sure this is the anniversary.
This is the anniversary. We'll have something special going on for the first year of Eyes of Astra. Okay, we'll come up with something for it. Who knows?
Eyes of Astra classic.
Beach episode.
Hell, who knows?
episode.
You did promise that.
I did promise
You
them a beach
promised.
episode. Yes, I did promise them a beach episode.
2 sessions after, you said that you'd think about it.
Zora running along the shoreline, his titties dancing.
You know what?
Yeah.
I will get this. Actually, while you guys are traveling to Rixon, would kind of I feel like be a good time for you guys to have this like beach episode. I feel like, but we'll see.
If it's on the shore, that makes sense.
If it's on the way, yes, indeed. But
Absolutely.
yeah,
The
we'll
word
see.
running.
We'll try to get that going up for probably another session. I don't think we want to make it like a full session like how we do for a D&D session. We'll probably do it as like a little bit of a one shot for something, but we'll see.
Oh yeah.
But
No monsters, only happy vibe.
only RP.
Happy vibe.
That's it. All right.
Bro, dad bod fat roll is gonna clear the old ladies.
You can put me, bro. No, I'm kidding.
All right. Anyway, thank you everybody for tuning into tonight's session. We'll see you guys again next time. Thank you and goodbye. Say goodbye, Jack.
Yay.
Say goodbye.